Je m'appelle Diane Jones et je suis, je crois, la plus ancienne amie de Maria. J'ai fait sa connaissance quand j'avais 20 ans, elle avait 24 ans, et on était toutes les deux volontaires du Corps de la Paix. So my name is Diane Jones, and I think I'm the oldest person here who's known Maria the longest. We met when I was 20 years old. She was 24, and we were both Peace Corps volunteers in Togo, and we were roommates during our training, and became best friends. And I can say she's the older sister that I never had. Denise and I raised our children together for a number of years on the same block in San Francisco with Rafael and Denise and her two children and my daughter, and it was a very, very special time. It was not an easy time for Maria, and for all of us. We worked many jobs to support our children, including Maria, and then she moved to Switzerland. Donc Maria, on a élevé nos enfants ensemble à San Francisco pendant plusieurs années, dans les débuts 1980. Ça a été une joie de pouvoir élever tous ces enfants ensemble, de connaître Raphaël depuis qu'il était petit. Mais c'était des années difficiles. Il y avait beaucoup de problèmes d'argent, on devait travailler, on avait tous 2 ou 3 jobs pour essayer de soutenir la famille. And then Maria made the decision to move to Switzerland. How old were you?
32 years ago. Yeah.
You were 10?
I was 10, yeah.
He was 10 years old, and she moved to Switzerland because she thought it would be a better life for him. And it was, because that's where you all came in, where you got to know her and to love her. Elle a amené son fils en Suisse parce qu'elle croyait que ça serait un meilleur pays pour l'élever. Et elle avait raison, parce qu'elle est venue ici et elle est devenue amie avec vous tous. She was, I think, the person who taught me what speaking truth to power is. Not sure how you say that in French. But she was somebody in one of the comments on the hearing bridge said she was at times ferocious. Raise your hand if you were on the receiving end of Maria being ferocious. I think we all have been passed through that. Her son especially. But the last thing I want to say is that she had, like all of us, many life forces. Her son, and then when Zaya came into your life, her daughter-in-law, was obviously a life force. Her friends, all of us. But her work was her life force. And we witnessed this during her last few days of life in the hospital, where she was very weak and couldn't talk much. But we needed to bring Ed Flaherty. Ed, where are you? There he is, who she worked with for many years. Maria took care of everybody's legal problems, and she did nothing for hers, okay? So we called Ed, and we put him on speakerphone, and she sat straight up in the bed, and for 20 minutes, all they did was talk about her cases and the work. And she passed on all the information to him. And then she laid back down and closed her eyes. And then the next day, Rafael brought her laptop. Abba came with her laptop, and we watched the two of them as Maria transferred the remaining cases that she was responsible for to Abba to then pass on to others. And she was wide awake. She was talking clearly. She knew every detail of every case. And then after that, she rested, and then she went to sleep. And on Monday, she died. She died on Martin Luther King Day in the United States, January 15th, and I thought it was a very fitting day. So my last words are words of Martin Luther King. We need leaders who are not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. And Maria was a big lover of humanity. We thank you all for coming today. We will have a little